That's why it's my mic. I bring my own mic. I bring my microphones.
Go, we on.
He was my lover, he was working undercover. That man really knew all the moves. He had me out romping, barefooting and stomping. He kept igniting my fuse. He was blinded by the blackness of my long silk stocking. He rocked me in a state of confusion. This ain't how I thought it would be. He just kept on rocking me in a optical illusion. He took me for a ride and rattled me down to my shoes. I found out he was an undercover agent for the blues. Well, he never really needed love in any direction. Oh, that man was too hot to handle. He just kept getting kinkier, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, I didn't know what to do. I never thought I would ever be rocked out to my shoes. But I found out he was an undercover agent for the blues. Woo! He was an undercover agent for the blues. I found out he was an undercover agent for the blues. He was an undercover agent for the blues. I found out he was an undercover agent. He was an undercover agent for the blues. He was an undercover agent for the blues. For the blues. Woo. For the blues.
Second anniversary show. And just as I promised, I have the legendary, the talented, the gifted, Mr. Sammy Blue and his sidekick, the lovely, the awesome, Miss Rita Graham, guys. Woo! Yeah. Ain't no better way to bring on the second anniversary show of the Man Cave TV show. Yeah, we've been around 2 years, guys. We are hanging on. All right. Sammy, man, you made it,
my brother. I'm here, man. Happy Valentine's.
Yeah. Whoa, watch out, Miss Rita. Watch out now. Woo. Man, how'd you get Rita up in here, man?
Hey, man, it's just all about the love. It's always about the love, you know. I love her. She's my sister, you know. So we.
Why does she leave the stage? She know we got to talk to her, man.
I know she'll be back. She'll be back. You know, that's the way divas do. You know.
That's the way divas do.
That,
yeah,
you know,
man.
they, you know.
I was supposed to have been there to open the door for her.
We on diva time, you know. I don't know what she's sitting down for, but you know. She'll get back up.
We'll let her rest. You know, maybe she needed to wet a whistle there to get the vocal cords ready again. You know.
I understand.
But while I got you, Sammy, man, look at him. It took a while to get Sammy Blue back in the Man Cave, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It has. I'm glad to be back.
Dude, you've been making movies and traveling the world all up in Hollywood on the red carpet. Dude, you got it going on.
Well, hey, man, you know how that is. You got it going on. But you still got to wait for the check. when the check clears, then you got to go on.
And
you
then
know,
it's got to clear.
but it's been great. I had a great year last year. You know, great end of the year. Hollywood was wonderful.
Okay.
New York was great. We played New York.
Okay.
You know, we had a good year last year. You know, the movie's doing good now on iTunes and stuff. And a quick plug, everybody. We need you to go out there and buy We Are Kings.
We Are Kings.
It's on iTunes. It's on Google Play. It's on Amazon. Go out there and buy it, man, because I hadn't gotten paid yet. You know, I put in my work, but hey, but we appreciate it. We think you'll like it.
Actually, Sammy, on that note right there, I've had a couple of people since we've been promoting the show and you guys coming back in here, and I really wanted to get a clip of the movie. That would have been so awesome to be able to present that.
Yeah.
You know? So we've been pumping it up and talking about it, and I've had about 3 or 4 people. I know that ain't a lot right now, but it's got to start somewhere. But I've had 3 or 4 people to download it and watch it, and believe it or not, Sammy, they love the movie.
That's what I'm getting from people, that people really like the movie, and you know how sometimes with these movies, it's with indie movies, you got a small budget, but we had a really good cast. We became a family, and the movie became interesting. It took on a life of its own, kind of, And so it was definitely a real movie, and I had just come out of a Warner Brothers movie with a much bigger budget, and and that was fun. But making We Are Kings was, an experience I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I mean, talking about We Are Kings, it's truly a family-oriented movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, It's got something in it for everybody. I think it's the Dove Foundation, which is like the gold standard for Christian entertainment.
Yes.
They gave us their approval. And their 4-star, and gave us a great review, and that basically means that something like 47 million Christians, go by the Dove Foundation. They recommend entertainment, clean entertainment, family entertainment. So that was great. That was pretty good. You pretty much can watch this movie. There's no violence. There's no cursing. There's absolutely no sex whatsoever. So it's clean. Anybody can watch it. Yeah.
You can sit at home on that snow day we got coming up and curl up with the kids because they
no
home
doubt.
from school.
No doubt.
And put on We Are Kings. And from what I can gather, Sammy, it actually has a wonderful storyline with some moral issues there. Can you talk a little bit about the storyline and your?
Well, yeah, the story. Excuse me. What kind of drew me to the story was a couple of aspects. One is that it really is actually a blues movie, being that blues music is used predominantly in it. And I replaced a very venerable blues guy out of Chicago who was doing the part before myself because he was sick and couldn't do it. So that was sort of another connection to blues. And then as I read the script, it was sort of like everybody in this movie is in crisis. Everybody's crisis. It's like, Rita plays, my wife, she plays the part of Lily King.
Yeah.
And I play I.B. King, and we are losing our long-time juke joint club and home, and, and getting that it's about to be foreclosed on. And
now, is it based out of Mississippi or Chicago?
It's based out of Mississippi. But we shot it in Chicago, in I believe it was El Paso, because it's farm country. It's really flat. Looks just like the Delta. We also did some shooting here in Atlanta, which you were a part of.
Yours truly has got a little part. So
I
was told I looked pretty good. So
you look great. You look great. You look great, man. Yeah. And it was,
I was waiting to say that.
But I was glad to be able to bring the movie back to Atlanta. To shoot some stuff, at Northside Tavern. And that sort of really set, the mode for what a juke joint really is like. And then and within the adventures of all of this, my wife gets sick, and I have to go off to Chicago to get a big record deal, which falls through, and I'm disappointed. But within these travels and adventures, I meet, I say kids, they're young adults now. But I meet 3 kids. One's a rapper, Price Watkins, who's also from here in Atlanta. Jonathan Long, who's a great up-and-coming blues guy. He's out on the circuit. And Bianca Ryan, who won, I think she won The Voice the first time The Voice was out.
Okay.
She won, it was America's Got Talent. Okay. So she's just incredibly talented, and we just sort of all just became family, and it was not an easy movie to make. and it was not an easy movie to make. You know, and you know how art is. You always feel like, well, I could have done that better. I could have done this. I could have done that. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good representation of real life events that people go through and their challenges. And in this movie, it happens that we're all on some kind of journey, running away or to something.
I remember Sammy saying something in the movie in his script about not picking no cotton. What was that thing about not picking no only cotton?
Oh, that was the scene. That was the scene. Yeah, the only cotton I'm picking is off of a Macy's shelf. Yeah, Van Heusen. Exactly. But that was a scene. Strangely enough, that ended up not in the movie.
Wow.
You know, the scene that we did and stuff, you know, that's part of that was in the movie. But that was a part of that whole thing, but it ended up hitting the cutting floor for whatever reason, you know.
That was a good scene when Sammy was talking about ain't no way he could have picked no cotton. The only cotton he picked is off the shelf of JCPenney or Macy's.
That's the only place I can't, you know. My hands are too tender. I'm far from that generation.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of that generation, you know, the first time I had you here, you know, I really got educated a lot on the history of the blues. And, you know, this gentleman here, Mr. Sammy Blue, he's a local blues legend, but he was taught his first song by Jimi Hendrix. And he was a protege of none other than Muddy Waters. A protege of Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters named this man Crown Prince of the Blues.
That's true. It's very difficult to live up to, but you know, it's like the movie. When it's done, it's done. So you know, I'm living that life, man. I'm being that person, whether I want to be or not. That's me. So, but I'm very happy to be that, and very honored to had the opportunity to spend the time with Muddy and Jimmy and a number of people that were there in the very beginning and along the way. Buddy Moss here in Atlanta, who was the East Coast blues guy. They call it Piedmont region type blues. He played, early on I learned from him. Taj Mahal, another protege. I feel very blessed to have had him.
Ben King, is that his name? There's a guy last name King. No. Albert?
I knew Albert King, but the Albert that I was closer to was Albert Collins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering the bio that I read of you and all the long list of people that you've been associated with over the years.
It's
expensive.
It is. Yeah. Like, luckily for me, at that time, my being a teenager, from my time I was very early on. These people were accessible, you know, and you could go actually talk to them. Like, you know, you can't really do that these days.
You can't talk to Jay-Z, can you?
No. Well, I wouldn't say you can't talk to Jay-Z. You know, I like Jay-Z. I look forward to talking to Jay-Z, as a matter of fact.
It would be a very interesting conversation.
I very much look forward to talking to Jay-Z.
I'd love to talk to him,
you know what I mean? T.I. as well.
T.I.
I mean, we have important artists sitting right here in this town that we need to be talking to.
You know
what I mean?
And that's the purpose for having honorable people. And I say honorable because I'm very honored to be in the presence of legend here. To have people like this come on my stage, because I really want to pay them homage for everything they've done to pave the way. We stand on their shoulders. Mr. Sammy Blue, Miss Rita Graham, all these local people that we got to honor them because they've done so much to pave the way for what we have now. You know, people can come out now and just make big bucket loads of money, just, almost overnight. Now we know it ain't definitely overnight, but it seemed like it.
Well, yeah, it's not everyone. It's not everyone, but I mean, but the industry has always been that way. You know, especially blues. You know, and jazz. I think I can remember back when they say the musicians had more integrity, and I think there was one year where Dave Brubeck won for Best Jazz Artist of the Year for Downbeat Magazine. But he was embarrassed to receive it because Duke Ellington was still alive.
Wow.
Now we no longer have that. So now we're receiving rewards for because we did whatever it was we did. You know what I mean? We just saw that on the same type of thing occur on the Oscars. Yeah, we just saw the same thing. So what does that tell you about the industry changing or not?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
We
definitely want to talk more about the blues, and one of the great questions that seems to plague us, and I had Mudbone on here. Mudbone Turner came to the Man Cave on a Legendary Journey show, and I asked him the same question. Why isn't Atlanta more of a blues-oriented town when Georgia is has such a blues history, and you can go to a lot of other places, New Orleans, even Chicago, and you got a lot more acceptance and honor of the blues than you do in Atlanta. Now, that's the million-dollar question, and we're going to pose that, but I would like for Sammy to give us one more of his little unplugged numbers there, if he would. You got another one in you?
Sure. Well, as always. That's always another song, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Blue.
Want to do one, Talk to Me by another guy that you may or may not be familiar with, but famous to me, Mississippi artist. His name was Big Joe Williams, and Big Joe played a 9-string guitar. That's right. He had 6 strings like this, and then he attached 3 more strings at the top of his guitar because 6 strings were not enough.
How many fingers did he have?
Well, he had the normal amount of fingers. But what you have to realize is that when we look at these instruments, what we think of as European instruments, a lot of stringed instruments came from Africa, and they had more than 6 strings on them. So when you think about it, the retention of that, coming back all the way to Big Joe, who started out in the 30s and was still around when I moved to Chicago in the early 70s. It's kind of, once again, African retention in African Americans. But he taught me this is one that can go out. This is one that definitely goes out for Valentine's. And anybody that's watching out there and listening, if you got somebody that you love, hold them tight, keep them close, and make sure you pay all their bills. But they may not be there for long. Me and my babe, we fuss and fight. I turn around, man, you know that everything got to be alright. I love my baby, you know it's true. Ain't nobody's business, Lord, what we do. If my mama says she ain't got no money, I say that I will give you all mine, honey. It ain't nobody's business. You know it's true. Ain't nobody's business. Lord, 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 what do we do? Now, people else, 2 kinds of people I can't stand. That's an ill-mannered woman and an ill-mannered man. But I do love my baby. I declare it's true. Ain't nobody's business what we do. Now, I got a woman. She's long and tall. Sleep with her head in the kitchen loud and her feet's in the hall. But you know I love my baby. I love her through and through. Ain't nobody's business, Lord, what we do. Yeah, you know I love my mama. Ain't nobody's business, Lord, what we do. I love my baby, and it ain't nobody's business. Nobody's business. La la la, what we do.
Sammy Blue, Unplugged in the man cave. Happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there. And the ones that don't have a love. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Love
That's
yourself.
right.
Love yourself.
That's right. You got to send some love out, you know. For all you single ladies out there watching, hey, we're here for you. Keep watching.
It's like that blues thing. We here for you.
We're here for you. Yeah.
Watch.
No doubt.
One of them cool. The blues always been one of those cool genres, you know. Kind of like jazz. It kind of always went hand in hand with jazz. Huh?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. That's that's the expression of man, of our people, really. I mean, between jazz, blues, and gospel. You know what I mean? Everything else is relatively new. R&B, all of that is 60s, 70s, 80s. But before that, the foundation stuff was jazz and blues and gospel.
And Sammy the one is that really brought me to the place of understanding something I hadn't really thought about. And I've always loved music, but everything has evolved from the blues.
Pretty much blues and work songs. The songs are songs that they sang when they were working. Some folk music. In America, there was a period during the 30s when there wasn't that much difference between what country music was and what blues was. If you go back and listen to an Appalachian song, and I'll give you an example. As you go back and listen to what they were playing in Appalachia and what they were playing in Mississippi, completely different colors of people, completely different things. They're basically singing about the same stuff. And
Hard times,
survival. I want to bring this one up.
Okay.
I bring that up because some people don't know that when they watch TV and they see Deliverance and they hear that banjo.
When you said Appalachian, that was what I immediately thought about, that Deliverance song where the guys doing the banjo.
Yeah. Well, when people see that, they automatically think, mountains, mountains, and and the white people and the banjos, and the banjo is actually an African instrument. One of the few instruments that made it over on the boat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then it could be used because you didn't need that many strings on it. Now this is sort of a hybrid banjo. This is actually I call it my get joke.
Hybrid. That means it burns on gas and electricity.
No, that means that it has 6 strings instead of 5.
Oh, okay.
A regular banjo has 4 strings and then a 5th string here.
Okay.
But this one you can tune it like a guitar, so you can just strum it like a guitar. Okay. So when you hear like it has that different sounds. It has the drum beat there to make it a little louder. You know what I mean? But see, you hear people playing that stuff, and they're playing back in the day, and the banjo was also very instrumental in the beginning of jazz, because there were not that many jazz guitar players. I mean, Charlie Christian and Django Reinhardt were few of the guitar players back then. But if you go back and look through the books and stuff and films, if you look at Louis Armstrong. He always had a banjo player. You know, if you look through all those old bands, they had banjos, not guitars. The guitars came later. You know, if you look at some of the old movies, Hollywood has glorified it to the point now where, of course, everybody was playing a guitar. Well, everybody couldn't even afford a guitar back in those days. You know, Sears guitars were like $8, you know, and you had to pick, you know, how many bags of cotton did $8 add up to.
Well,
you
according to Hollywood, Elvis Presley invented the guitar, I think, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, I know, but, you know, Al Gore invented the internet. I know. I know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know, all of that. But
education.
But the banjo, it had a slightly different sound, a little higher. But if you went to Appalachia, you go to some parts of Africa and you'd hear the same sound. Got to find some way to get along. We got to find some way to get along. We got to find some way to get along. Lord, today we got to find somewhere to get along. You know, and they play those finger picking, strumming type songs like that, you know. And then you come up to modern time, then what you hear is. But that's not where it started.
Okay, so
you know?
It's the progression because
it
it's
is
more energetic and more progressive.
It is.
Okay.
The music changes. You know, there's music for every generation, but I personally like to think that music doesn't get old. Art doesn't get old. People do. You know, the art is as new now. Mozart's music is as new now as it was the day he wrote it.
You know what? I just noticed a pattern in what you were educating us on when you said that it started off with the slow whine and then it kind of progressed in energy, a lot more aggressive. So it seems like music now is probably as aggressive as it's ever been before. Would you?
I don't think music is as aggressive now as it was in the 20s. Oh no, the Roaring 20s, man, that was like the 60s. You know,
sound like some people out there.
That was 20s. Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying that was before, you know, prohibition and all of that. They were partying, man. They were.
Well, that's like big band type.
What was big bands? It was all size jazz bands, all sizes, 5 pieces, 6 pieces, huge bands, and that was. And then what they're calling jazz now was dance music then. You know, you go back and look at some of the old Negro movies. Go back and look at some of.
See, I'm thinking about Cotton. What's the Cotton Comes to Harlem?
I'm thinking about
Harlem Nights.
Harlem, yeah. See, I'm thinking about Bing Crosby. I'm thinking about Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye when they have Satchmo and you know, and all those cats, and they knew and really, really loved all of those guys. You know, there's like the story of and like Frank Sinatra was huge in civil rights because nobody messed with Sammy Davis. You understand what I'm saying? He was nobody.
I thought maybe that was because he was Jewish.
Well, no, it was because Frank loved him. It was, you know. It was, you know, it wasn't. No, it was because Frank was the man, and that was that. It was the same thing with Ella Fitzgerald that Marilyn Monroe got into to sing in L.A. because they weren't letting black entertainers sing in these places. And Marilyn Monroe insisted, you know, that they hire her, and they hired her. You know, but things like this throughout history, it's that way.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I have no doubt that it's that way now. I just watched. I'm blanking on it. What's his name? The biggest producer in the world.
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis introduced this guy. That's a 19-year-old guy. You remember that one? Was that on the? That was that. I think that was that Stellar Awards, or it wasn't Stellar. It was either the Grammys or the ones right before that.
Okay.
Image Awards.
Okay.
Image Awards. Introduced this young brother that was 19, and that was his discovery. Same thing. Same thing as John Hammond traveling the South as a folklorist. And finding Muddy Waters and all these other people, up to the date for where when he died, his last find was Stevie Ray Vaughan was his last find. Okay. So there have always existed, artists of high caliber and of every race, and all kinds of music coming out of America. But as business would have it, we probably see, maybe the top, I'd say 8% of what talent there is out there. I.e., that's why you have, American Idol. You have, a million of these shows popping up now. Yeah. All the Voice, all of that stuff popping up now, and and you can see for yourself that there's talented people just everywhere, and all kinds of music coming out. And there are people who have been in the business for years, like myself, that haven't found commercial success. But a lot of those people are like the real artists because they're not going to do anything else, because they're being, genuine and honest to their art. And hopefully in my case, it's a cultural thing for me that I can't turn loose. It's an identity thing for me, whether I'm playing, country music, country blues on this, or if I've got a Stratocaster and I'm playing funk, it's the same thing to me. It's all black music.
One thing that I can acknowledge right now, guys, is that this is an educated man on music sitting here. He knows about music, and even though you might hadn't achieved that commercial, like you say, success, I think the success is probably, rated in, some ways it's not completely honest sometimes, but you have a wealth of knowledge, and that knowledge needs to be spread like we're doing now to our youngsters.
Well, yeah, I think history is important.
Yes.
And I think a clarity of history is even more important because clearly today, it's like we get clearer news now today than ever before because there's so many ways to get it. Yeah. But clearly, history has been rewritten many, many times. And in many of those times when it was written, we were left out. Okay, and over the last, I'd say, 40 years since the time of civil rights, that's sort of been righted a little bit, but it's still, I don't know. It wasn't taught in school when I was in school, and I know it's being taught in school now.
A lot more.
A lot more. But you can't, scratch the surface on what contributions black artists have made to America and to what that is. Because if I'm not incorrect, I believe that entertainment is still the largest export from America. Yeah. And it's certainly the largest artistic influence around the planet when it comes to music is black-oriented music.
It's so important. It's so important that we keep sharing the history because it when I'm out and about and I'm dealing with younger people and in different areas of my life and in my walk, I'm realizing that they really have no idea about their real history. And they really don't seem to care a whole lot about it. So I have to wonder, is that on them or on us?
It's both. I think everybody's responsible for having their own brain. For using their own mind. I'm not taking credit for what they don't know. I'm not doing that. Because I'm here. And many other people I know, like Rita here, Tommy Brown, many people who have been immersed in African American music culture all their lives.
And every opportunity I get, I'm going to be promoting and bringing you and Miss Rita Graham specifically to the forefront every time I get it, because it's just too much history between the two of you guys. Just in case you guys don't know the name Rita Graham was one of the Raylettes for Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's here in the audience tonight, and hopefully we can get her back to the stage here in a couple of minutes and let us do a little something for her.
Well, you know what? She is so famous for doing that, and that always gets me, because see, the one that with her credit that gets me is that she sang with not that she was a Raylette with Ray Charles, but that she was very close and sang with Oscar Peterson for her. She has more credit. Just as you talking about the influences I have, she has as many credits as I have influences. Okay, Ray Charles is just one.
Just one.
And I mean, I love Ray Charles, but I mean, you can't. How do you compare Oscar Peterson to Ray Charles? I can't do it.
See,
I don't.
I'm saying,
So
these young artists out here, man, need to be knocking you guys' doors down, blowing your phones up, willing to pay you for your knowledge and information about where this industry has progressed from. You guys are right here with us, and was a part of the progression. You know, pioneers, true pioneers.
Well, we got to see and hang out with the pioneers. You know, I did a job not too long ago that was in Columbus, Georgia, and while in Columbus, I went and visited Ma Rainey's house. Now, Gertrude Ma Rainey, recorded, I believe it was either the second or third record ever recorded. Because you see now, you see nowadays, you see people like Beyonce on top and all this, and a lot of female singers and all this stuff. Well, the blues started with females singers. They recorded before the male singers. Betsy Smith, Ma Rainey, they recorded before the male blues singers.
So they opened
okay.
doors.
And then you didn't realize, and I didn't realize when I was in Columbia, that Gertrude Ma Rainey back in the day, and people don't know this. You know, it's one of those things. Back in the day, and I don't care, but back in the day, they called she was like Mom's Mabley. You know, Mom's had on her outfit when she went on the show, but when they came off, they called her Mr. Mom for a reason, because she took off that dress and put on her pants and her suspenders and her straight shirt and her wingtip shoes.
What?
You understand what I'm saying? That was who she was in that time. Same thing with Ma Rainey. Okay. Except for Ma Rainey owned, she was in that time, and no one did that. She owned her own theater, her own land. I mean, she had her own train car. People don't know this stuff. This is like in the 30s.
I'm being blown away with this.
You know, and her house is still there in Columbus. There are many famous people that come from Georgia, and also people who have moved here to live here because of the standard of life, whether they worked here or not. I mean, you know, they were here. I mean, none of us can forget Bobby and Whitney. I mean, none of us can forget and you know, one moment of silence for that you know, for Bobby Christina. You know, God bless. You know.
I tell you what, Mr. Blue, now we winding up on time here, man. You know we can get to talking, it can go all night, because you just a wealth of knowledge, and I can just sit here and listen. But man, I think these folks want to hear you play and sing some more, and I think they want to get Miss Graham back to the stage. What you think?
Well, whatever you want to do. But I mean, I'm here. I'm here until time runs out.
Dude, I'm just so honored that you guys are here, man. I feel like Miss Graham should be sitting up here with you, you know, instead of me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can have her join us.
Yeah. Miss Graham, come right over here, man. Yeah. Which one were you more comfortable? You make it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for honoring us and blessing us and gracing us with your presence as well on this second anniversary of the Man Cave TV show, Miss Graham.
Well, I admire everything that you do, Mr. Wilcher. You are really, really a pioneer yourself. And I think it's growing, and I think it's going to be very, very meaningful in the scheme of things. We need more information, and we need more people committed to seeing to it that you know, information gets out, that you're just a wealth of being, informative for people who don't know a thing about it at all.
Our kids, they're thirsty for knowledge, but they don't know it.
Right.
And it's just so much out there, and they think they know everything, but God knows they don't. Guys, kids, any kids listening, please, there's a lot you do not know. I know the internet has got it all, a lot, but there's a lot that doesn't have. But let me apologize, please, guys. Let's welcome Miss Rita Graham. Wow.
Thank you.
Two legendary pioneers, historians in the Man Cave TV show tonight.
For those who don't know, I'm going to introduce another hybrid instrument. This is called the dobro. There used to be two companies that made these guitars, Dobro and National. Gibson has since bought Dobro and now makes it, and National went out of business. And they made these because back in the day before they had electricity, the guitars weren't very loud. They were wooden. So they made a metal body with a resonator, a round inverted plate inside, so the guitar would sound louder when you hit it, It would ring. And then you hear people like, blues people, just so many of them. Bucka White was famous for playing them. The Great Sun House. So many people. And this instrument it's got a long story behind it. I won't go through all the story, but let me just say that it's all I have left of that relationship. Anyway. And it was more than enough. But Rita and I sang a song in the movie.
I'm glad you said movie, Sammy. This is Miss Lily over here. I wanted to mention that, and I hope we can have time to get back to her before we got to get out of here, so she can talk a little bit about her role as Miss Lily. Miss Lily and her barbecue.
Miss Lily King.
Miss Lily King.
That's right, Miss Lily King.
Yeah.
But I did. She sang this with me before, and I had done this song prior. There's a little piece of it in the movie. I want to do it for you now because this was actually in the movie Trouble with the Curve that I did before We Are Kings. There's a scene I do it with Justin Timberlake and Amy Adams, and but this is one of those songs. This is definitely a Valentine song. Valentine blues. It's something like this. Listen up now, people. I got a story to tell.
He's got a story to tell.
I want you to listen up now, people. Sure, got a story to tell.
He's got a story to tell.
It's all about my baby.
Woo.
And how she treats me so well.
I treat him so well.
I come home early in the evening, round about supper time.
Just about supper time.
I come home early in the evening, round about supper time.
Round about supper time.
That girl's got everything I want and more.
Woo.
Looking loud and smelling so fine.
I got everything he needs.
She's got everything I need.
I got everything he needs.
She's got everything I need.
Everything he needs.
She's got everything I need.
Well, I got everything he needs.
A lot of little girls got everything I need.
I got everything he needs.
And a little bit more. That woman's got everything I need, y'all.
Woo.
everything I need and more.
Everything he needs.
Now when my baby gets upset, I say, yeah, baby, sure you're right.
He says, sure you're right.
Every time my baby gets upset, you know that I got to try to set things right.
I know he says, sure you're right.
I just look at my baby and I say, baby, you know something? Honey, you got to be right.
I'm always right, yes.
She's got everything I need.
I got everything he needs.
She's got everything I need.
I got everything he needs.
She's got everything that I need.
Everything he needs.
She's got everything I need.
Everything
And more.
I know he needs.
That little woman's got everything I need.
Yeah.
Everything I need and more.
I got everything he needs and more.
And the blues guys just play it like this. Now, if I go out late at night,
If he goes out late at night.
it don't bother me when another man catches her eye.
Yeah.
It will never bother me
It don't bother him.
when she catches another man's eyes.
Sometimes I catch another man's eye.
'Cause there ain't nothing they can do, man.
Ain't nothing they can do.
And she's going home with me.
I'm going home with a.
That's right, she's mine.
History, legendary history, in the Man Cave TV show. Happy Valentine's Day, and this is Man Cave's second anniversary show, featuring none other than the legendary Mr. Sammy Blue, accompanied by the lovely and gifted Miss Rita Graham. Woo! This is the birthday to Man Cave TV show, second birthday. We want to talk with Miss Graham for a moment. I hope we have her on camera. As a matter of fact, Rita, if you don't mind, come over here so we can make sure you're on camera.
Okay, should I bring my microphone?
Yeah, you take it off. I'm sorry. Oops. There we go. All right. Sometimes transitions in internet TV is a little awkward, but you know, we make them. It's live. But we have the lovely Miss Rita Graham, and before we get out of here, I wanted Miss Rita to tell us about her role in the movie that we're looking for everybody to go and take a look at. We Are King. This is Miss Lily, and We Are King. How was it playing the role? And tell us about your part.
Oh, it was amazing. I was extremely excited and grateful that he chose me to play his wife in the movie. I'm a magical character, and I kind of hold things together in the movie. And oddly enough, an aside here, I starred in another show in theater for 3 years of my life where I played Coretta Scott King in a musical called Selma. Yeah. So this is, it was really strange. For many, many years later, the last version that we did of Selma was off Broadway at the New Federal Theater in New York in 1983. And then for me to play a Mrs. King again in, you know, what year is this now? The years go by so fast. Yeah, 2014.
15,
yeah. Then it just, and I haven't had another role since. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, both times I was Mrs. King. I'm his wife, and I kind of just bring a lot of love to the movie like he does. It's a wonderful, graceful movie. It's a story of redemption and healing and light and love. Yeah.
I know in one scene that I was a part of, Miss Lily was wanting to know what we want to eat, I believe, in the restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, and I was wondering what she had some of that Chicago barbecue with. Y'all know about that Chicago barbecue. Yeah. And so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and you guys do an incredible job. And just like I told Sammy, everything I've heard about so far, everybody loves it. It's very family-oriented, very warm.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And
now, what I'm wondering about, in real life, do you really cook good barbecue?
No, I'm a vegetarian.
That's
No,
a real actor, you know. That's a real actor.
No, wait a minute. I take the sauce. I put the sauce on my potatoes. I put the barbecue sauce on my corn on the cob.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I can eat some barbecue now.
All right, watch out now.
It's just the sauce, though.
Just the sauce.
Yeah.
Now, does vegetarian mean absolutely no meat at all, or chicken and fish?
Just fish.
Just fish?
Yeah, no chicken. No, just fish.
If you're a person that don't eat any meat at all, what's that, like a vegan? Is that what that's called? Or?
Vegans are raw.
Yeah,
no. Everything raw.
Yeah, no eggs. No, they don't eat anything.
No, they don't eat anything that was, had a heart.
Or a face.
Or eyes or a face or,
Yes. Awesome. Guys, I really appreciate you guys so much for coming in the Man Cave tonight and helping me celebrate this second anniversary of the Man Cave TV show. And it's such an honor to always have you here, and you are always welcome back. Please know that. Any opportunity I get to promote these two individuals, I'm going to do it. This is just such a wealth of knowledge here. But if you guys would, can y'all take us out with a number? I think it's time to get out of here.
I've got one. I don't know if Rita knows it. We'll make this one up.
What you got?
Well, this is I promised someone I would do this song, so I sort of can't get out of it.
You gotta do the song.
This is a song. This is a Taj Mahal song. Let's see. It goes something like this. I'm in love with you, and you know it's true, 'cause baby, you're my destiny, my really destiny. Oh, my darling, oh, my baby cook, I love the way that you cook. Cook for me. You really cook for me. In your heart, I know love is real. In your mind, you be loving me still. Kiss. I love the way that you kiss. When you're kissing me, I really love you kissing me. Oh, my darling, oh, my baby, squeeze. I love the way that you squeeze. When you're squeezing me, you're really squeezing me. In your heart, I know love is real. In your mind, you be loving me still. I'm I'm in love with you. And you know it's true. 'Cause baby, you're my destiny. My really destiny. Now we want to send this one out again. We're going to send some love out. I want to send some love out to Atlanta Love and Hip Hop. I want to send some love out to single sisters. Got to send some love out to Atlanta housewives. They crack me up. But love everybody, to all our people out there. If you're living without love, hey, I guess just be glad you're living, because that means you got a chance to be found and have some love. That's where it begins. And for the Man Cave Show, happy 2nd anniversary. We love you, Mr. Gary Wilcher and staff. Tune in to the Man Cave, because you're going to always get the info. You're going to always get the news. And for Miss Rita Graham, Straight to dead and bay. Oh, Bible that waddy. Oh, squad did do be do it do it. Bado that waddy. Oh, that bado do. Oh, that dalumdi. Squid diddle did. Bado that bado that. And I'm in love with you.
I'm in love with you.
'Cause baby, you're my really destiny. We love you, Atlanta. We love you, Internet. All you ladies out there, we love you all. And happy Valentine's